his question is, we offer a niche software tool for government and public affairs. Often, prospects are cynical about what data we are going to capture regarding their people's relationship with policymakers. They sometimes even ask for a pilot. How do you approach that, and how should I deal with that?
I want to suggest that this applies to everybody that gets objections, which is everybody, is that the objections that are the most difficult to overcome are the ones that you agree with. So I don't know you, Chip. I don't know you. I don't know you at all. But if you were my salesperson, the first thing I would address is, do you believe that they should be concerned with how the data is being shared, right? Because once you overcome that objection and you really, if you say no right away, if you disagree with me right away, I'll ask you to take a few moments and reflect on it, and then answer it. And that's also, for your salespeople too, to think about, do we agree with this? Do we think this is a problem? And that's going to be communicated consciously or subconsciously to your customer. You can't hide it, okay? Whether it's in your body language or your messaging or what have you. You'd be amazed. Once you overcome your own objections, all of a sudden you stop getting that objection from clients because it's not being communicated. And when you do get that objection, you can easily and effortlessly overcome it. That being said, if you get a common objection like that, privacy, the best way to overcome an objection is to handle it before the client brings it up. So if it's a common one that keeps coming up and you don't agree with it, it's not one that you have to overcome your own. Build it in earlier in the process. Build it into your presentation, build it into your messaging. Maybe your tagline has to be like with something about how secure and safe it is. Really getting that overcoming that objection super early in the process.
That's great insight, Jessica. So one thing I would say is, to Jessica's point, this idea of pushback, if you're talking about your solution at this point, you better have already talked about wants and impacts. Why do I say that? You want to talk about needs after wants and impacts, and you want to talk about solutions after needs. So solution is at the end. The reason it's at the end is because if you're talking about like data security, you have to help the client understand whether it's a must-have or a nice-to-have objection, or must-have or nice-to-have need. If your organization is already implementing best of breed and you're on par with every one of your competitors, then the question is moot. It doesn't matter, right? It's not a relevant question. It's designed to stump you. It's designed to put you off your game. It's not a must-have. If you're at par with everybody else, there's no difference between you and your competition. What's the challenge? So we used to get this all the time in technology. The technologies used to pick apart our demos. The question is, what impact would that objection have on you being able to achieve your ultimate goals, right? Does the size of a data field, or does some other technical capability that you do or do not give really affect the overall objective and the ROI of this solution? So make sure you can put it into context by doing your discovery up front, understanding what's important, so you can really understand whether or not it's a must-have or a nice-to-have.
Yeah, not much to add to that. I'll just echoing Jessica's point. You got to run towards it. There's been many times in my career where we've dealt with that with some of my companies, and once you understand whether it's legit. If it's legit, man, build it into your sales process, build it into your discovery process, so that it's something that you're addressing early on, and going ahead and squashing that, because it creates tremendous anxiety when it's kind of just hanging out there, and your seller's waiting for them to come with that objection, and then they're coming with that objection way late in the sales process, and it can totally derail the sale. So go at it early.
Yeah, I think that's 100% right. The more that you address the problem and get past it, just like everybody said. It's a lot of great advice there. But if you do that and you identify that problem, it's important to build it into the organization and not just have some people using it. So it's good to take these types of systems that you build and make sure that even from the SDR to the account executive, you guys are all speaking the same language and moving past it as an organization.